imagine that you are a company looking for a sale. So how the top talent choose your company? So that's why how the marketing and recruitment need to be merge each other.
Because the Cambodian population is changing.
Of course.
They are more digital friendly.
Yes.
You have more and more young people who are looking for a job, and the older generation is less numerous or retiring. They have different habits of looking for jobs.
Of course.
And so you need, as an employer, to be online to advertise yourself.
You need to able to interpret the data, interpret the metric to show the management that this is the progress that happen time to time, it increase by this. Otherwise, the management not see the return of investment, and they fear that this is useless and stop it as well.
Hello Someta!
Yes, hello Clement.
Thank you for coming to Cambodia Workwise. So I'm super happy to have you here because you are one of the experts in HR and marketing in Cambodia. And today with you I want to discuss how these two disciplines of HR and marketing can blend together and how we can learn as HR professionals from marketing professionals. So before we dive into all this, maybe I can ask you to introduce yourself and let us know a little bit more about your background in HR and also in marketing.
Thank you, Clement, for inviting me in Cambodia Workwise podcast. My name is Someta Rithy. You can call me Someta, and HR professional with 10-year experience. Also included as a HR marketing about 4 years already. It's really fun when I join a company in job posting website. My job not only for HR but also have the business. So I'm thinking that I'm doing the marketing for an HR. I thought that marketing it could be merging with HR, especially for the recruitment at that time. So I start understanding, learning more about the marketing. The best time to implement what I have learned is when I start my own business as a recruitment agency. So I need to apply what I have learned, what I have understand about marketing, merging with the digital marketing and apply to my business. So that's all component. That's why I could understand about the HR, about the marketing, and I could make it to be a great employer branding that I've been used before.
So this is, if I understand what you're saying, the point where HR and marketing are meeting is about employer branding.
Of course.
And how can we use this in recruitment, for instance?
Of course, employer branding is a component we need if you are looking for compete in the market nowadays. Based on the database, NEA was conduct the career fair in 2023. It had visitor nearly 300K join the fair, and also they have 5K job announcement. And based on what I have researched in two job posting website in Cambodia, it's about nearly 3K job announcement per day announced. So imagine that you are a company looking for a sale. So how the top talent choose your company? So that's why how the marketing and recruitment need to be merge each other. It could implement each other, and it could be attract the more top talent. Also, the employer branding where we are practice, we could see that it could be part of retention, more engagement, and overall boost the employee morale as well. And once it success implement, it could be reduce the turnover, and we could also reduce the cost of hiring as well.
Why is it important for Cambodian professionals to be able to access those job ads online?
Thanks for addressing the question. This is very important, and it's overall picture that you need to understand as well as the HR. Also, especially you are in recruitment part, you have to understand about your candidate profile. So most of candidate profile in the past they are in Gen Y. But right now, most generation is called Gen Z. And in Cambodia, we have nearly 70% of Gen Z. So it's really important to understand the insight of the people, also the candidate profile. So that's why you need to change your recruitment strategy and adapt to the market as well.
So because the Cambodian population is changing,
Of course.
they are more digital friendly.
Yes.
You have more and more young people who are looking for a job, and the older generation is less numerous or retiring. They have different habits of looking for jobs.
Of course.
And so you need, as an employer, to be online to advertise yourself, to show what kind of career you can offer, so the younger generation can apply to your company and want to join.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
How do you see these generations evolving towards this? I imagine the Gen Z is very happy about this, to be able to apply online.
Yeah.
The older generations, are they adapting to this? Are they reluctant to apply online? What's the dynamic with them?
For this point, I would like to thank to COVID period. Because whether you like it or not, during COVID, you have to adapt to digital, such as learning and development, such as teaching. You have to use Zoom. You need to using online platform to do that. So the older generation, whether they like or not, they try to adapt in COVID period, and they could use the digital platform where the younger generation use as well. So this is right now, there's no question that they could adapt or like it or not, but people are familiar with register by QR code, paying by QR code, so everything mostly by QR code.
So you mentioned working on an awareness campaign before for one of your previous employers. Could you share a little bit insights of why they decided to do that? Is there a specific thought behind it or an objective that they wanted to accomplish?
What we are trying to do in the campaign is about the brand awareness. They are an international company and they have a lot of good points, but compared to the local company, they're still behind. So our Marcom learned that, okay, we need to do something to boost our employer branding. That's why we have this campaign in our project as well. Yeah. And also, when we do it, we would like to retention our staff as well, because in strategy we could see that it's part of retention, it's part of boost our employee morale. As you know that after COVID we have to optimize our costs. So to optimize our costs, to boost the recruitment, to maintain the talent, we also need to work on the strategy where it's really very, very low cost. So employer branding, first you might thought that it costs you a lot. But in reality, if you are ready, it costs you very, very low and get the result a lot. Yeah.
So there's a good return on investment.
Of course.
Okay. This campaign had two objectives. One was internal, to engage workers, to increase the retention rate.
Yeah.
And then another one was external, to give a positive image of the company, attract more people to work on.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the language element of this. Is it always necessary to have the local staff speaking English in such a campaign? What's the value of asking them to speak in English rather than in Khmer?
I mentioned about the channel that we broadcast our content because, for example, in LinkedIn, mostly the audience or professional in LinkedIn prefer English rather than Khmer.
Okay.
However, if you use Facebook or our target audience for local, it's okay. You could use Khmer language. So this is where you need to choose what channel you broadcast. That's why in the beginning you do the SWOT analysis. Yeah.
So I use LinkedIn a lot in Cambodia, and I have a lot of Khmer connections.
Yeah.
But very few of them post in Cambodian, in Khmer. They all post in English. Why do you think that is?
I do not have a specific answer for you, but for my personally, I thought in LinkedIn mostly it diverse. It also have a Khmer people, also have foreigner as well. So even my connection in more than 5K connection also have Khmer and foreigner as well. So mostly I post it in English as well because I believe that it's more reach to the audience, and that platform officially used in English language. Not just in Facebook. In Facebook you could switch the language to Khmer language, so all the interface in Khmer. Yeah.
Okay.
Based on my viewpoint, looking for LinkedIn and some company, I could see mostly in banking in Brazil they are doing the employer branding already. But some of the other company they not yet do it. They just doing the recruitment, just normal post the job announcement. For me, it's still a way to start it now, but we need time because it's the investment. It's not really you spend it now and you could see the result and the metric of the candidate suddenly rise up apply to your company. So as HR, especially you are a project lead, you need to able to interpret the data, interpret the metric to show the management that this is the progress that happen time to time it increase by this. Otherwise, the management not see the return of investment and they fear that this is useless and stop it as well because they not just spend only for HR resource but spending the marketing resource, spending the whole company resource to do it. Yeah.
So employer branding is changing a lot.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of it happening on social media. On Telegram, you have those communities being created about this or that topic of HR where people can ask questions or get information, also train themselves.
Yeah.
And you see on LinkedIn also, it's starting now, people are posting job advertisements, they are talking about ESG for their company, celebrating work anniversaries. So we see this evolution of how people on a personal level talk about work or engage with their work outside of the office.
Yeah.
My question for you is a little bit of prediction, but how do you see this personal branding and professional branding evolving in the next few years in Cambodia?
I could see the employer branding in the future not just only involved with the company branding, but also getting involved with the recruiter branding. So the recruiter, whether they like it or not, they should be more create their personal branding to make sure that they could attract the candidate first. Because in the future, you might see, oh, this is Mr. A. He's famous one to give the advice in the internet. So they will interested to looking for their information provided in the LinkedIn, Telegram, or other channel. So personal branding is one that might be involved more. And also the company wants the content that they use for the promote employer branding, not just only for the benefit, the culture, but something added more that you had mentioned earlier about ESG, DE&I, and other implement as well. Also, like this month is a bright month. So the international corporate company, they promote the culture of the bright month. So I believe in the future, this is also a part that they will choose the company as well, because whether we like it or not, but the world trend will go by that. And as well as they will make themselves more transform from the local or family business into corporate level, where they create working culture more focused on people. Actually, I see one company, they are property developer, they really doing that for the great job. Not just only for the content, but they are doing the podcast also. So podcast is something that show publicly about what each department doing. What is the culture? Because in content, they just only see the part, but they would like to know the inside, how the company doing, how the people they are working. So the podcast is something that also is a part of doing the employer branding as well. So this is very interesting for me, and I really eager to see more employer branding in Cambodia will grow from time to time and better and better.
And I'm a recruiter working in a bigger company. How can I start, or where can I start to build my personal brand? What's your advice for this?
For the personal branding, they need to understand about themselves first. They should choose where they are expertise, something that generally give the benefit to the audience, especially for the candidate student. For example, for how to write a CV, how to prepare before the interview, how they perform during interview, how to answer this and this. There's something where you give the benefit to audience, so they will gain more employer branding. Whether you like it or not, right now in Cambodia, TikTok is also a popular platform where the Gen Z mostly use that. So they could start from TikTok and produce more content about the benefit they will give to the audience. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bom, for being on Cambodia Workwise today. If listeners want to engage with you and follow more of your content, where can they find you?
I am popular in TikTok,
Okay.
also in LinkedIn, using my real name. So they could find my name, Someta Rithy, and it will come up to the screen in LinkedIn. Also, they could find me in TikTok for Someta HR, so
Okay.
they could find me as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and see you soon.